What is up, everybody? Brian Hurst coming to you from my home office. What is the rookie mistake so many people make when it comes to real estate? I'm going to talk to you about that tonight, along with our first market update of 2024 and a edition of Check This Out on the very first episode of the Brian Hurst Show in 2024. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of the day it is from wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are ever so delighted that you have elected to join us on this very first edition of the Brian Hurst Show in 2024, coming to you in the evening this time. Usually we do it around noon, but today we're doing it in the evening, and we'll see. Probably moving forward, we'll do it midday, especially when we're booking guests. But wanted to get this episode in as I realized that tomorrow is the last day of the month, and wasn't going to probably be able to do a show tomorrow. So I said, heck, let's just do it tonight, get some information out to the people. I began working in real estate in July of 2011. I had spent the previous 20 years of my life in the nonprofit sector and didn't know much about real estate. I was trying to learn. And I was actually brought into the business by my mother, who she's been on our show. You can go back and find the episode where she was on as a guest. She's the brightest real estate mind I know, and she trained me on how to do this business. And so much of who I am today and the success that I've had in the business is because of her tutelage. Well, it was around that same time that my mom and dad were considering purchasing a new home, and they were, looking around and found a couple that they liked. And my mother, being the sharp real estate person that she is, you always do your homework vis-a-vis property valuation before you, make an offer. And she's representing herself, so she went in and took a look and did a comparison of the sold comparables in the area. And almost every kind of report that you get from the multiple listing service is going to have some columns, and one of them is the price per square foot. Now, let me tell you the fastest way I now know somebody does not know what they're doing when it comes to valuing property, and that's when they ask, what is the price per square foot for homes these days? And I'll never forget this moment. Again, I'm trying to learn. I don't know anything about it. I was standing in my mom's office. I remember having my arms crossed, looking at the report, and I said, okay, so homes in there are going for $100 a square foot. And my mother, this left an indelible mark. She turned around and she said, don't you ever say that again. And I thought, dang. She said, you cannot apply price per square foot to determine value of a home. So when somebody asks, well, what are homes going for? What's the price per square foot for homes in there? A lot of times they ask, either about a city or a particular neighborhood. The neighborhood in which I live is Spring Valley Lake. So sometimes people ask, well, what are homes going for price per square foot in Spring Valley Lake? But here's the thing. In Spring Valley Lake, in particular, there are no track homes in Spring Valley Lake. They're all either custom built or spec built homes. So the only way you can truly do price per square foot is if your sold comparables are the exact same year built and the exact same square footage. And even then, you're likely not able to apply a price per square foot on the subject property based on the comparables because the subject property could have a view and the comparable could be on a corner lot. The subject property could, have 8,500 square foot lot. The sold comparable could have a 10,000 square foot lot. The subject property could have a pool. The comparable property maybe doesn't have a pool. The subject property could be updated and have newer, finishes and flooring, whereas the comparable property could be dated and so on and so forth. So I'm going to give you, a quick little tutelage or a quick little seminar on how to do proper valuation. So for the agents that may be watching, this will be helpful for you when it comes to doing, uh, what we call CMAs or comparative market analyses for homes. Let's see here. Okay, here's a good one. I'm going to share the screen here so you can see it, okay? And for those of you who are listening, you're just going to have to listen in to what I say. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is an example of a CMA. So there's 3 pieces of data we're looking for. We can't just slap price per square foot on it. We have to take a look at that's the lazy man's way of just trying to estimate a value, but we need to be more precise than that. So you don't want to make the rookie mistake of just looking at price per square foot. So what are the 3 pieces of data? Number 1, it is the value, meaning what we can reasonably predict the property will appraise for. So the subject property here was in Hesperia. And to look at that, we're going to do a mile radius from the subject property. And we're going to place brackets on the criteria for the homes that sold in that area. In the last 90 days is the best data. Appraisers will allow 6 months. Okay. So the more recent, obviously, the better. It's weighted more heavily. And we're going to place brackets around the sold comparables so that they are close in criteria to the subject property. So in this case, the living area is between 2,350 and 2,950 on the square footage. So that's a 600 square foot split. 300 square foot smaller, 300 square foot bigger than the subject property. So the subject property was 2,650. And then you're built, you're going to place brackets. I like to do 7-year brackets either way. For this one, we had to go out a little further because there weren't a lot of sold comparables to look at. So we went out 10 years each way, and appraisers will allow for that. And that is between 1969 and 1989. At the time of this CMA, there were 3 such homes that either closed or went under contract, and they were between $465,000 and $505,000, meaning we can expect that the range of value that the appraiser will give us would be somewhere between 465 and 505. Well, then if you look at it, the average price per square foot would be 194.64, but we're not going to just slap 194.64 on, what was it, 2650 on the square footage. That would be 2650 times, and we'll just say 195, we'll round up. That would be 516.70. Well, that would be more expensive than the highest sold comparable, you can see where how this would be a rookie mistake. You wouldn't get an appraisal for that, or you wouldn't likely get an appraisal for it. Okay, so then the second piece of data, let's skip down here to page 7, is what we call the absorption rate. And I'll talk a little bit more talk a little bit more about this when we get to the market update. Absorption rate is a fancy way of saying what is the rate that the market is absorbing homes that are listed for sale? Or another way to think of it is how many buyers are there in the marketplace? And so for this, you take a look at 60 days worth of data. You expand the radius out beyond just 1 mile. You go out further than that to where the buyers would also consider buying in that area. For this, I think we did all of the south side of Hesperia. And you're going to, again, place brackets, but you're only going to place them on one side, and it's going to be price specific. So in this case, the price range is between 460 and 510. That's in keeping with our range of value, right? But the homes are going to be no bigger than 2950 and no newer than 1989, meaning if there were people that bought homes at that price range that were older and smaller, that's a good measurement of the demand for homes in the area. I hope that you're staying with me and I'm not talking too fast. If I am, you can rewind and listen more closely. But there were 9 homes that sold in the last 60 days. This is for this particular market analysis at a rate of 4.5 homes per month. So the answer to the question, how many buyers are there in the marketplace looking for houses? The answer to that is there's 4.5 buyers per month. So that's the demand. And of course, now we need the third piece of data, which is now that we know what the demand is, we need to know what the supply is. And the supply is at the time of this market analysis, which was, we have a date on here. This was January 8th. There's only 1 home listed for sale. So if there's 4.5 buyers looking for homes and there's only 1 house listed for sale, then we can be aggressive with pricing. There's one listed at 495. We can be a little more aggressive with the pricing. We could afford to be the most expensive on the market. I recommended at the time of this analysis a price of 500,000. And this is before making any adjustments for things like updates, view. This particular property has a pool. The condition of the property, what is the landscaping? You got to make adjustments. So this is a baseline. 500,000 is kind of a baseline number based purely on the data. So you can't just slap price per square foot on a property to determine its value. Don't make that rookie mistake. This is why, and I listen, it's understandable to some degree why lay people who are not in our industry do this, because it's a kind of a concrete way of getting your head wrapped around what you think a house should be worth or what it should sell for. And what I'm giving you is more abstract. It causes you have to do more analysis and make adjustments. But this is why you need a good agent. Don't get in to buying and selling property without an agent. The commission that the agents earn is well worth it in the end. So don't make the rookie mistake of just slapping price per square foot on a property and trying to figure it out on what you think it would sell for, or what you think you should offer on it. Get a good agent to do a good market analysis on it. And I have heard some agents. I remember one time, man, this is going back a few years ago. There were some agents out in Phelan, and they had a manufactured home listed for sale. And there weren't any sold comparables to support because I had a buyer that was interested in it. There weren't any sold comparables to support their price. And so I just asked them, hey, can you send me your CMA on that, your market analysis, so I can take a look? They sent me a list of what we call stick built houses, or actually framed homes, not manufactured homes, for sold comparables, and I was just, reverse engineering their price. You could tell that they just took the CMA of any and all homes in the area, and then just averaged the price per square foot and stuck that on the property. And these are professionals, or supposed professionals. Not all agents are professionals. All agents have licenses, but not all of them are professionals. You want to find a pro, somebody that knows their stuff, that can help you get your head wrapped around property valuation. So don't make any rookie mistakes, people. Hire you a pro to represent you. All right, let's get to this week's market update. This is the first market update of 2024. Couple of changes for this year. The first is we're going to start using 60 days worth of data instead of 30 days. 60 days. I got this from Mike Arias. Shout out to Mike. Love you, brother. 60 days gives a little bit better data because it's not quite as volatile. It's a longer span of time, and the sample size is a little bigger to give us maybe a more accurate understanding of what's happening in the market. The second thing is we're including in the analysis the average days on market. Sometimes average can be skewed depending on the report. If you've got a house that's sold, hit the MLS pending, meaning it was 0 days on market, and you may have a house that sits there for 390 days and they're averaging all that. So maybe median might be a better figure, but we'll stick on their average days on market for the report. So here we go. Last 60 days sold 542. So this is the quite literally the dead of winter. The coldest part of our year, the shortest days, and the slowest time in real estate. It almost always picks up about the middle of January and things start happening, but we'll see what happens next month or next week. And over the course of February, you'll see the market start to pick up. Median sale price over the last 60 days of those 542 homes. And again, this is the 7 main high desert cities. 428,829. So just under $430,000 is our median sale price in the desert. What does median mean? Middle, right? So that's your mid house in the area. That means half the houses that sell for more, and half the houses sell for less. Okay, average days on market, 38 days. So that even in the slowest time of the year, the houses aren't sitting on the market very long. It wasn't that long ago that houses were sitting on the market 60 days. And here they are sitting on the market 38 days on average. Year over year. So this is 1 year ago when we first started doing this crazy show. This is again 60 days of data. So this would have been December 22 to January 23, 565 homes sold during that span at a median sale price of 400,000. So we sold year over year, 4% fewer homes, but they were at a 7% higher price. Again, to all of the naysayers who predicted a market crash, that values would go down year over year, we are up 7%. Expect that again, by the way. 1 year from now, we're probably going to be up another 5%. In escrow, 455 homes in escrow at a median sale price of 430, or median list price rather, of 435. Once they actually close, those numbers could be a little different. Obviously, in an ascending market, sometimes they could be in escrow at 435, but they close at 440 or whatever it is. And in a descending market, just the opposite. Active listings, only 669 homes listed for sale. So as we're getting ready to head into the spring, we've got to get more listings. Got to figure out a way to get more listings. I'm trying to figure out a way to get more listings. It's understandable why people don't want to sell their house if they've got a 2 or 3% interest rate on their home, and the current interest rate for an FHA deal is 5.75 to 6%. They're not wanting to sell. They have a sweetheart deal and then go buy something that's more expensive. And I'm not sure what all the solution is. I imagine over time, the market will adjust to the more expensive money, and we can all just be grateful, at least for the moment. The Fed is supposed to meet, I think, tomorrow, and I guess we'll find out what they're going to do. But, gosh, you guys, back 5-6 months ago, the rates were at 8%. It was just absolute purgatory in the housing industry. And I mean, truthfully, I took it on the chin a little bit last year. So we're hoping for a better year this year. All right. So this week market update, and I'm going to get to our final segment here of check this out. I came across this website. It's called Rakuten. You can go there, and what they say is that you never will have to pay full price for goods and services. I found this on the Penny Hoarder. I'm just going to read you this here. I'll share the screen with you. Here it is. Says some people find the grocery store relaxing, but if you have a massive shopping list, it can easily become overwhelming. Next thing you know, you're lugging out hundreds of pounds of groceries, or at least that's what it feels like. Make life easier for yourself and your arms by buying your pantry and goods online, and earn cash bonuses along the way. A free website called Rakuten has connections with more than 2,500 stores, which means it can give you a cash kickback when you shop at one. When we checked, we found cashback deals at Target, Safeway, Sam's Club, Boxed, and Walmart. It takes less than 60 seconds to create a Rakuten account. All you need is an email address. Plus, if you use Rakuten to earn money back within the first 90 days of signing up, it'll give you an extra $10. Now you don't have to worry about fitting that 36-pack of toilet paper in your trunk or hauling a box of cat litter across the store. Just have someone deliver it to your door and earn cash along the way. So, I mean, if this is something, I've never tried it, but, maybe if it's something, especially in the time in which we live, if it can save you a little money, that'd be great. My Lord, everything's gotten so expensive. So if it can save you some money, save you some time, I hope it's helpful to you. I'm going to get to work this week on booking some guests for the year, and hopefully we can bring on some insightful people. Again, our goal here, and if you could so much do us a solid, if you could like, click, and subscribe to this podcast, to the live stream, to the YouTube channel, it helps us get the word out to people. And what we aim to do is to help you win both in real estate and in life. So we'll try to make a balance of real estate topics like we had today, and wrestle with the things going on with the market and tips on buying and selling homes and such and so forth. But also we want to help you in areas of life to overcome and to win. That's our heart here. And if you'll help us do it, I would greatly appreciate it. So we appreciate you. God bless you to all of you. We're praying for a blessed and prosperous 2024 to you and your family. And we're in this journey together. It's an election year. Buckle your seatbelt. We'll keep tabs on all the things going on in the world and do everything we can to come alongside and help you, and just hopefully be a little bit of a breath of fresh air for your morning drive, or while you're sitting at your desk or on your phone or whatever, tuning into the broadcast. So until next time, we are serving your dreams. We will see you next week on the Brian Hurst Show. God bless you, everyone.